up, guys? I'm with JP at the world famous Dragon's Lair in Las Vegas, and this is the start of the Stud Muffins series. It's a very, very special series because me and JP are gonna do a bodybuilding show. Not together, but we're gonna train together and we're gonna document every single week so you can get the ins and outs of what it's gonna be like, starting with today's training. And what are we training today?
Doing a little squat bench session. So those are the main movements for today, but an overall quad and chest focused workout.
And if you want to follow us along our journey and train with us, you can get the program, the Stud Muffins program right here. It's a hypertrophy and strength program. So we combine Barbell Brigade's powerlifting expertise with JPG's hypertrophy specialty, combine it together. So for those of you guys who are like, oh, I want to still do my SBD, but also build some muscle, this is perfect for you. And we also have variations, so if you want to just do strictly bodybuilding like what we're going to do today, you can do that too. And we have a whole bunch of alternate exercises at the end so that you can custom fit it to your goals.
Yeah, so for home gym lovers and commercial gym goers, you can do this anywhere. No matter how long I've been doing this, I always like to start with just like a empty bar essentially. One way that I find my footing for this is I'll just put them as low as possible and then I kind of just sink to the bottom. And then where I feel naturally most centered is where my feet will basically just like kind of gravitate and like externally rotate to anyways. So that'll be my like starting position for this squat.
And you try to keep the heels lower to the...
Lower as low as needed, basically just until I can get full knee bend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. Like I want my hamstrings to touch my calves, but I don't want to sit in it. I want to like maintain active tension in that position, so still be pushing.
I see. And are you thinking about like contracting the quads the whole way through?
Not really actively thinking about that, no. Maybe on my warm-up sets, when I get to the top, I might just do a little squeeze just to get used to being there and loading that position a little bit. I mean, as loaded as it is with the joint stack, but no, not so much like actively thinking of like really contracting hard. Just really just pushing through the whole foot. That's about it.
So, as you guys know, I'm a powerlifter, a wannabe powerlifter. So I never really use machines. And because JP's in town, I'm gonna use this. But we did design the program where if you have a home gym or if you're a powerlifter and you wanna keep some squat specificity, you can. So for the next weeks of the program, I'll be probably focusing more on high bar so I can still get a little bit more of the quad stimulation, Yeah,
because you do low bar, right? So it's like a very hip dominant squat.
Yeah, but I need to build my baby quads.
It's gonna be very different for you. Yeah.
So I'll be focusing more on, I should probably do safety squat bar, huh?
That would be good. I mean, I just like that just because like the bar position, it's so comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it makes it a little bit easier to get into that deep squat.
I gotta keep the heels on the ground?
Not necessarily, but since you can, I would. Like I would if you can.
Okay.
But if there's no other way for someone to get that deep squat, then I think it coming up a little bit is okay. Nice.
So when it comes to bodybuilding, what are like 3 biggest, like I would say, misconceptions of bodybuilding? Or things that like, because this is gonna be my first show.
Yeah.
What is something where like, you know how like when someone gets into something and then usually someone, they see it from the outside and they go, oh, like I wanna do this. And like, oh, no, it's actually not like that. It's actually like what are some things that I need to focus on or maybe some things I might have a misconception of bodybuilding on?
I would say the biggest misconception is that it's gonna be easy, like your typical like summer cut. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like people don't understand really what it takes to get to that like next level of really, really shredded. Yeah. Like there's average person shredded and then there's bodybuilder shredded. But I feel like the average person is only thinking of like average person shredded, you know, like getting ready for the beach or something like that.
Yeah.
But to get to that next level, like it's those last like 4 to 6 weeks where you're getting really, really lean that kind of determines like average person and then like true bodybuilder. If you can really make it through that point, you know, where you just feel awful and like you don't even want to get up, do anything. So I think that's one of the biggest ones.
And the last 4 to 6 weeks, like what is being dialed up? Is it the calories like crazy low and it's hard?
So it's just like that last 4 weeks is typically where people's like glutes are coming in. So that's like the leanest you're going to be throughout the entire prep. And that's just where you're typically gonna feel like the bottom, like that's where you bottom out for prep. Like in terms of like, you know, tiredness, lethargy, things like that.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one people like kind of underestimate going into a prep.
Yeah.
But I've also had some clients that just like tolerate stuff like that really well. Like working with so many different kinds of people, like you just see like the different like genetic outliers. And some people just handle being lean really, really easily. Like me, not so much. Like,
I love food, man.
Yeah, I love food too. Yeah. By the end of prep, I'm like, I love just like I become a really, really like big foodie. Like I think of like eating everything.
This is my first week of prep, and we started with a hard cut, so I'm at 1,300 calories.
Hard cut.
And oh my fucking god, like 1,300 calories is a regular person's probably like one meal. Their average one meal. That's my whole day. First day, not too bad.
That's one combo meal at like any fast food place.
At Carl's Jr., McDonald's, you name it. Second day, I'm like this. And then by the time the third day hits, every 5 minutes, I'm just thinking about, I'm hungry. Now, I was like getting distracted by work. I see snacks around the house. I just want to eat everything. And I'm like, holy fuck, I don't know how long. I texted JP, I was like, I don't know how long to keep this up for. But it was just for the first week to kind of jumpstart the diet. And I was like, for this bodybuilding prep, I think for sure diet is going to be the toughest thing. Because what's like the main three components? There's training,
diet, and then recovery.
Yeah. I think recovery is pretty good for me because I generally have a really good sleep schedule. And the way the program is structured, we try to give it where there's at least 48 hours rest between every single body part. So that's cool. Training, I love to train, so that's not going to be hard. But dieting, like having only 30 fats every day for the first week.
I think we should also say though that what he's doing is not like a normal thing that you should do for an extended cut. Like that's a very deep deficit he's in. He's only doing it for a week and then tapering the calories up. So it's not something he's gonna do for the entire prep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest that.
I'm gonna lose my period if that happens. Oh, dude, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, you feeling it a little bit?
That's gonna be like 365.
Well, dude, think 3 by 3. Like for 3 reps, that's easy.
Okay.
Like this would be heavy if you were doing maybe 6 plus, but for 3, easy. This third one's gonna move fast, so. Nice.
Ooh. That's gotta be like 365 or 405, I think.
Yeah. Now, so at this point where it is getting a bit heavier, like this is where I just start to use like my rep range. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if I were confident and knew how much weight I could do on this, I might even just be doing singles or doubles at this point just to get to my working weight. You know what I mean?
I think my working weight might be 3 and a 10, I think.
3 and a 10?
Yeah. And then I'll slowly bump it up.
I don't know, dude. That was like really fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like the third rep looked like the first rep, so.
Okay.
I just don't want you doing excessive warm-up sets because that's also super tiring.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even though it's still a machine, I kind of like to get rigidity through my whole body before I start my set.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have to...
Like a full body brace.
Yeah. People think that when you hop on a machine, oh, you don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. It takes the technique out of lifting. And it does make it a lot easier technique-wise because you're on the same path of motion. But you still have to be cognizant of that stuff at least.
Yeah.
Know how to brace well.
Now that looked challenging.
Yeah. Easy. Come on. Nice, control it. Boom. Nice.
Okay, that was a good set.
That was good.
That was hard. Woo, shit.
You might be able to put your feet even a little bit lower.
A little bit lower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smidge, like a ½ inch maybe?
Damn, am I a bodybuilder now? Dude, you gonna go
I want to
5?
try 5, but like I feel like it'd be hard.
Do it.
All right.
Do it, dude.
For the video, dude.
Holy shit.
I'm usually not this strong, but like for the video, I can be this strong.
Holy.
Watch, I'm gonna fail. All right.
Let's go, JP.
I'm gonna make this look like super easy weight. That makes me nervous. It's not even like racked.
Oh, I didn't rack it?
No, on this side, like it's just like one side's like a little bit higher. So like this side's just like loose.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's not you. It's just the machine.
Oh. Nice. Nice, JP. There we go. Woo! Shit.
All right, 5 1/4. Next set. Nice. Actually looks pretty good. Come on, easy. That was nice.
God damn.
Good 3 rep. Seeing stars?
Where am I?
After a while of training, you can kind of tell just by your rep speed how hard an actual working weight is. So that's kind of how I gauge it. And that's part of the reason why, as I get closer to my working weight sets, I'm getting closer in my rep range as well. So it's like a true gauge of my strength and my performance that day. So on my working sets, I usually take like a top set, back off set approach, where my first set will be my heaviest set, usually the least amount of reps. And that set will be within maybe 1 to 3 reps of failure. And then my very last set, I might drop the weight like 10, 15%, 20%, depending on how it was the first set. And then that's the set I go all out on.
Let's go, JP. Good. Yup, just like that. Oof. Let's go, JP, one more. Nice. Woo. Damn. Those are some good ass sets. Shit.
Easy. Nice. See that control? Come on, Bart. I feel like you could have done more.
Are you sure?
That last one looked pretty easy. What if you were sandbagging on all the earlier sets just so he wouldn't have to do a heavier weight? No, but I really think like, yeah, if you kept doing this, you'd probably be putting 5 plates on there in a couple weeks. Yeah, I would imagine so.
Thank you. So we just got our prototypes in for our knee sleeves. As you can see, I'm testing them out. Let me know if you guys like it. If you do, type in "me like" in the comments below. If there's any notes like, I want it darker, I want the BBs bigger, or they're sick, tell me all your thoughts, because we're making them for you guys. So we're trying to make the best knee sleeve in performance and looks as possible. So I'd love to know, like even our carrying bag, we got a mesh bag so that it can actually dry out, you know? So even if you don't want to put your knee sleeves in here, if you got gym clothes and you don't want it to be all stuffy, you could use this for other things, but we have it designed in the exact same way. Cool, huh? For the incline bench, we're trying to hit upper chest, right?
Yeah. So as you raise the incline, basically, you're getting more upper chest and a bit more delts as you go up. So I really like a 30 to 45 degree if you're trying to work the upper chest. You know, as you go down to that 30, you're just going to get a bit more mid to low pec. So it's kind of like a best of both worlds situation.
I see. For something like this, is there a specific place, like in powerlifting, when you create a good arch on a flat bench, you're trying to have the bar touch like your highest point, right? Because we're trying to reduce the range of motion. Yeah, for this, if we're trying to build the incline, is there a specific place I'm trying to aim to touch, like my clavicle or upper chest?
So when I'm setting up for bar path and my hands on this, I'm essentially looking to, one, I'm not going to be arching on this just because if I'm arching, I'm reducing essentially the incline, turning it into almost more of a flat press if you arch enough. But when I'm looking to have my hands come down, I'm essentially more so looking at my upper arm position because I want to round that like 40, maybe 60-ish degree for my upper arms, so that I can come as far down as possible, get a nice stretch without it being reduced or having a reduced range of motion due to the shoulder joint. I'm also looking to have my hands in a position where I'm not too flared out, so I can still get that good adduction as I'm coming up, but also not too far in where I'm getting more elbow, more tricep out of the movement as well. So kind of having that sweet spot where my wrist is almost stacked over the elbow joint. You can be slightly outside of that if you want to, if it feels comfortable.
I noticed that there's more of like a controlled tempo on the way down. What's the purpose of that?
So part of the reason for controlling the tempo is just making it easier for you to find that end range stretch, because otherwise it's very easy to just bounce out of the bottom or use a reduced range of motion just because you're kind of, you know, moving through that eccentric as fast as possible. But also because you're going to have the best stretch on the pecs at the bottom. So I like to spend a little bit more time in that position working into that as I get into my maximum stretch.
So trying to get like the most out of each rep.
Exactly.
In the most effective range.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the stretching part.
Yeah, versus a lot of people spending most of their time in that like top 2/3 of the range of motion where
I see.
It's a lot of tricep, a lot of delt, less chest.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, so what do you usually go to next, like 25 or you go to the 2 plates?
I'm a powerlifter, so I never do incline bench.
Yeah.
So I would say probably 185.
Yeah, let's go 185.
Yeah, little by little.
Just feel it out. I might just do like a maybe 6 rep, 5 rep. Traveled recently, like we left a dog, like a cat.
Oh shit! Oh. Damn.
Dude, it's so hard to get in and out of here.
Incline's tough. Lift off?
Yeah, actually. I hate lifting off on this. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Nice. There we go. Nice. Wee. Can you give me a lift off?
Yeah, I got you.
1, 2, 3. Got it. Oh. Oh shit, can you help?
Come on.
Ah, what the fuck?
No leg drive, dude.
I know.
It's different. It's not flat bands. Come on. You got this, though. Come on.
Oh my God.
I think that's powerlifter meets incline bench.
Incline?
Yeah.
Coming in closer.
I've seen this happen to a lot of powerlifters, honestly.
Coming in closer when you're straight. I'm way stronger.
I actually have a hurt shoulder, so I widen it to avoid it.
Wait, yeah,
But I
weren't you
think-
doing a narrow grip just a second ago?
Yeah, but I thought making it wider would feel better, but no.
Yeah.
I think I need to bring it in closer.
So if he went wider,
Yeah,
but
if he had
now
shoulder
because
problems,
it's saying it's
now he
okay to do
reduced
some
the elbow range of
push-ups,
motion,
uses more about,
and he has
like,
comparatively less tricep
pushing
helping
for
him, so it's
failure
like
and,
all dealt, probably why it felt a lot
or
harder.
if he's like, if
So you know, as a powerlifter, like you almost never want anyone to touch the bar because you're not trying to have any failed reps. And so generally, like, you either want to muscle it through or like you'll stop before, even if it's like RP7 or whatever.
Yeah.
As a bodybuilder, like, are forced reps good? Is it a good thing to like try to get like the extra 1 or 2 reps in, or?
I think there's a lot of nuance to that.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like a client who, say, has a hard time pushing with intensity, then I might have them do some force reps just because in reality, I don't think that they have actually reached failure yet, and
I
that's
see.
kind of a way to like push them a bit harder. But there are some cases where using like force reps that maybe manipulate like the resistance profile, where you're talking about like someone's truly reached failure, they've already like tapped out fully,
Yeah.
and you're just helping them a little bit.
Or, like,
I think
let's
once
say-
you reach that point, it's not actually like as beneficial. They've probably gotten like pretty much most of what they would have gotten out of that set already.
I see.
But I still think it's like a nice way to, you know, push the workout a bit harder and potentially get maybe a little bit more out.
What if you're like at an RPE 9? So if you don't touch the bar, they could get 1 more rep. But if you touch the bar, they can squeeze out 2 or 3 more reps. At that, like, would you rather just have them do RPE 9 and then maybe do 1 more rep on their own? Or is there sometimes like it's good to help them get 2 or 3 more reps?
So I think that's one of those things that's like kind of like goal dependent, like program dependent.
I see, yeah.
You know, so like for us, what we're doing right now, it probably wouldn't be beneficial just because like in our strength phase, we really don't want to be pushing fatigue like that
I
hard.
see. Yep.
Just so that we're like fully recovered for the next one and we can like push as much weight as possible. But
Yeah.
if we were on like a true hypertrophy program, then I think there would be like cases for that, especially like on that last set to failure. That's kind of where I get a little bit more loose with like how I structure that set. Like if I want to do like a drop set or something like that, or go a little crazy for like 1 set out of the whole workout, I might do that, you know. But I probably wouldn't do that for every single exercise, just because the fatigue is really going to add up.
I see.
You know, so I probably wouldn't do that for my very first exercise if it's like a hard compound movement, just because for the following sets for the rest of the workout, I'd be very fatigued.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I think that the program we've written, it kind of lends itself well to pushing yourself hard, just because we didn't go crazy with the volume anyways.
Yeah.
So
the program, the first week is acclimation phase, aka deload. So whatever other program you're on, we want to kind of like mitigate and dissipate all the fatigue, so you can enter into this program fully refreshed, and also get used to the movements at a RP5, RP6, so that you get used to everything and then you're not fatigued. Then we have a 3-week neural phase, aka strength phase. We really try to build up some strength before we enter into another 7-week of hypertrophy. So I would say one of the most common mistakes that I've seen of people entering into acclimation phase, whether it's a hypertrophy program, powerlifting program, and even one of the world famous powerlifting coach Shaco, his week 1 of almost all of his programs has an acclimation phase. And even myself had made this mistake like maybe like 6-7 years ago. I'm like, what the heck is this? This is like 50%, it's easy. So I bump it up a lot, but there is a method to it. Like, what is the purpose of the acclimation phase, and what is something they should keep track of?
So the reason that I typically include that in a lot of programs, and a lot of good coaches do, is because a lot of people are coming from other programs where they may be training, you know, even too hard for their own good and not recovering very well. So I look at that as kind of a buffer between the programs. So it acts as a nice like recovery phase. And then also, if you're doing new exercises that first couple of weeks where you're still getting acclimated to them, you're really learning the movement patterns and you're gonna get much more efficient at doing them. So I think having that first week buffer to reduce recovery and learn the exercises is great, because once you actually get into the hard training, you can kind of hit the ground running in a sense and feel refreshed and not go into the first week of a program already feeling beat up. So I think that's a great way to start off most programs.
Yeah, and also the way the program is structured, regardless of this one or another one, you may not be used to that format. So if you're going too hard, like for example, we have legs and chest today. On another day, there might be calves and back. If you're not used to that and you're going too high on the RP on the first movement, the second movement that you do, you might have a misgauge of what that RP actually is because you pushed yourself so hard. So if you just spend the first week kind of going through it and understanding, okay, this is gonna come after this movement, then you're gonna have a much accurate perception of RP, which is gonna be beneficial for the rest of the program.
Because it was moving good. So
1, 2, 3.
You got it.
Got it.
Come on, Barb. Oh yeah, nice. Come on, push it. Yup. Last rep, let's go. Come on. Try to just give you that a little bit.
Yeah. It's usually just my left shoulder.
Yeah, I saw it at the very bottom where
Yeah.
you pushed forward almost. Like you started coming this way with it.
Because it was painful to go here, so I think it just
Oh,
went
so
here.
yeah.
I would say in that case, knowing this about my shoulder injury, as you guys have watched throughout the earlier part of this year, it's probably going to be more beneficial for me to do dumbbells, probably for the rest of the program, on the incline, just so I can find that range of motion that isn't painful and I can still progress versus trying to progress with load and RPE while I have something bugging me. And an unnatural movement pattern right now is probably not good, right?
Yeah. So listen to what he said there. Finding his range of motion that he can do pain-free. That's what a lot of basically physical therapists will do for you with regressing the exercises that might have caused pain before. Finding that range of motion you can actually work through and continuing to stay active and basically building back up, whatever weak muscle tissue that you might have had or strained previously. So I think that's a great way to go about it. Yeah. But I think I'll go with maybe a 10. I'll try it. I might be being a little optimistic. I probably should stick with 225. But.
No, the way it was moving was good.
Yeah, we'll see. I've had a lot of rest between them, so we'll see. I might try a little bit of a narrow grip too. Are your arms like pretty long for your height or no?
I think they're average.
Average?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Nice. Nice. Yep. There you go. Nice. Yeah, it's just mainly just my left side.
Can you see it? He kind of lowers like first on his right side. He favors that side, yeah. It's almost like he's loading that way, yeah.
But I think it's just because it's hurt.
Yeah.
It's loading weird.
I noticed at the bottom you load the right side more.
Way more?
Yeah, like I can see it sink in on this side versus this side's a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you're favoring that side more.
Yeah, my left side doesn't.
Yeah, I would say dumbbells. Yeah, would definitely be a good choice for you.
Okay. Go, JP. I just took it. Yep. Got it. When you're doing dips, what are you specifically focusing on?
I'm thinking about almost like sending my elbows back versus just bending them. That's kind of like my internal cue. Because if I'm sending them back, then that's also lowering me at the same time. So that's really all I'm thinking about. And then maintaining like a good, stable, descent as I'm going down. I don't like to dive bomb into that bottom position or it's not gonna feel great on my shoulders.
Are you trying to load the chest or the triceps or shoulders?
So I'm mostly thinking about triceps for something like dips. Just because if you look at the actual movement itself, it's very like elbow flexion based, but you are still gonna get, a bit of chest and shoulders out of this too.
So if someone that's like really just trying to focus on triceps, would you even say like once they start feeling their chest being pulled into the movement to stop there? Or do you believe in like just stretching everything?
So I don't think that like, for most people, I don't think you're gonna get that deep into it where you're putting a huge stretch on the pecs, maybe a bit, for like the lower chest. But for me, I'm mostly thinking about like triceps anyways. I don't think it matters too much if you get somewhat of a stretch on the pecs.
I see.
You know, kind of like a integrated movement where you're gonna get a little bit of everything either way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Got it. Let's go. Got it?
Yep, yep.
Come on, Barb. Nice. Making it look easy. Come on.
This one doesn't hurt my shoulder.
Yeah.
What's weird is like, it's just this. My overhead press doesn't get bothered. My bench is all right. It's just like right here.
The stretch of like the incline bench.
This like
right
30,
up in
45.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
If you watch that back though, you'll see that there's really not much of like this going on with the dip.
Yeah.
You know, that adduction. It's really a lot more like elbow based.
Yeah.
So a lot more tricep versus pec.
I see.
Yeah. So I almost don't even think of dips as much of like a pec
chest
exercise.
move. Yeah.
If anything, like I'll think of it like pec is secondary in that for sure. You know.
Oh, damn.
Quads are good. I think you might be leaner than me.
No way.
Yeah, look at the separation.
I got fucking muffin tops.
Dude, me too, a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I carry a lot of fat in like my low back. Like I can get a nice little handful back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you change the weight at all?
I could definitely feel the strength at the top.
Yeah.
The load at the top. That shit was crazy.
Like even with just like, what is this, not even half the weight stack.
Yeah.
Usually I can just stack it out like.
Is that your first working or not yet?
I say warm up and then next set I'll go first working.
Okay, that might be my first working set then. I suck at leg
I made it
extensions.
significantly harder, so.
Because I never do leg extensions.
Yeah, I think so, probably.
Okay.
It's pretty tough.
Oh, I'll probably have to add more weight.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first. Because I went full intensity. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty not as heavy as I
not
thought.
too bad. I would be careful to not like be super forceful at the bottom because you can almost carry yourself into that top position though. You know what I mean?
I think I'm so used to powerlifting. It's
Yeah.
like, everything I got. Everything I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that even on the hack squat, like from the first, before you even unracked it, you were like, boom.
Yeah,
right out the
I'm
hole.
so used to it.
Yeah. I was like, that's that power lifter.
Ooh, shit. Damn, player. God damn, dude. Oh, man.
Is that a tumor?
God. Second knee. That's fucking that ribeye steak.
I'll probably
right
have to go
there.
heavier actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think I will stack it.
Dude,
I wasn't that confident at first, but
No worries.
nice. You give it a little pause at the top if you can.
Oh, no way.
Hell no.
Oh, my foot's gonna cramp. Oh, what the fuck? God damn, this
Ooh.
shit's crazy.
Like right on the inside?
No, the top of my,
Oh, really?
I think from treading water yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker, shit's fucked up. So I trained with Don, shout outs to Don. We did a bunch of crazy ass tactical pull exercises where you're fucking bobbing for water for 10 minutes. And my toes is cramping right now.
Yeah, me and Nadeem were doing training yesterday too. We did this thing where we had to like pick up 100 Cheerios each off the floor with our big toe and like the middle toe without breaking them. But the great part is like we have to eat them after, so.
I'm not, dude. Let's go, JP. Ooh, shit. Working through them. All right, let me do one more then.
Yeah,
But I need I'm a
full stack, full stack.
no way.
With the pause?
Yeah, I want to do it with the pause.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Nice.
I was
That
very
squeeze feels good, yeah?
Yeah, I was very inspired by JP. So legs, I think, have always been like a lagging body part. So I did one with good load, but I also want to do one with good form, because obviously JP lives on the other side of the country. So as I'm training with him, I'm trying to absorb as much as I can so that I can take that into my own training. So I want to make sure I lock this in, perform it correctly, and I get the approval of JP, and I go, okay, cool, now I know what to do the rest of the weeks.
Nice. So you see how you were kind of like a little externally rotated out a little bit?
Yeah.
When you're in there? When you get in this, I would just line it up because the knee is a hinge joint.
Yeah.
So it just moves like this, right?
Yeah.
So line it up so it's perfectly in line, straight with where you're extending to.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay. Done, dude. So this is my first time. What are some of the biggest things that I should expect or look forward to or maybe watch out for going into my very first bodybuilding show?
I would say look forward to the day of the competition. That's the best part about it. It's like the most extreme form of delayed gratification, I would say, within the fitness industry, because you know, you're taking months through extreme dieting and training, and then it's all leading up to a single day. So that's a ton of fun. Like the camaraderie, like everyone went through like really hard training and dieting. So like
all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everyone has like, we all fucking ate ass for like 12 weeks.
Yeah, you're competing against each other, but at the same time, there's that kind of like, you know, connection with that. So I think that's a lot of fun. But yeah, be prepared to embrace the suck. You know, it's gonna be like, you basically have to like get through it, you know, to get to the end, the finish line. Yeah. I kind of look at it as like a marathon where it's like, you know, running already sucked halfway through, but you just keep pushing. Right? So if you can do that, then you can make it.
So one of the questions I asked JP too through text yesterday, because it just like occurred to me, I was like, wait, so do I gotta shave my armpits?
Full body, from the eyebrows down.
The eyebrows.
I mean, actually, no, wait, from the beard down. Yeah.
So those are some of the things I feel like people don't consider, because people consider train hard, eat, right? Like, do I gotta get tan? Like I got spray tan? Or?
Get the tan, even if you're like pretty tan. Like you're pretty tan, but on stage he's gonna look blindingly white. And because the lights are so bright. Yeah, it'll wash you out. The day before, 2 days before? Like when do I do stuff like that? I typically always recommend like getting the tan from whoever's doing the show tan. Especially if like it's your first time and you don't know how to apply it yourself. Just because it takes the guesswork out of it. And like good tan goes a long way. So the fact that they're there to like touch up your tan, do it for you, because they'll do like a base coat the night prior, and then they'll have you come back like before the show, do another like coat, a darker coat. And then they'll touch up for you too, so.
Okay, so shave everything, tan.
Yeah, I would shave ahead of time too. Start shaving like a couple weeks out, that way you're not getting bad like razor burns and stuff like that.
Oh, because it's gonna look ugly on stage.
And exfoliate,
I see.
So that's other stuff like they don't tell you either.
And then what about like the day of like, in the back room when you're getting a pump, like are you supposed to eat specific things? Because I've also heard people just farting the whole time. Like,
so there are like specific things you can eat. You're not gonna be like chowing down on a ton of food, but maybe like simple sugars, things like that. Glycerol, that's something I like to like potentially introduce on show day too, because it can like hyperhydrate you, help you fill out, especially if you had to cut water or something like that. So little things like that,
I see. So some of the things that I'm dreading, and I'm like one of those guys that like really like to do my research and kind of like be prepared for stuff. The first week of dieting at 1,300 calories was extremely hard. And I'm like, I know I'll be able to taper like maybe 13, 15, 17, and then I know I'm gonna have to come back down. And I've gotten lean before, but I've never gotten this lean. I'll probably end up being what, like maybe 7%, 5% body fat or something?
That's the goal, at least. You know, it's hard to say,
Yeah.
right? That's always the goal, like 5 to 7%. But yeah, we'll see. I think that you can definitely get there.
Yeah, so like getting that lean and then holding that diet and maintaining that discipline while still doing everything else, you know, like JK, being a dad.
I would say that's the hard part.
Yeah, like balance. Like even 2 days ago, I was at Tiger's Jiu-Jitsu practice, watching him practice. I'm like, I'm hungry. So that's really tough. And the other thing I didn't realize how tough it was is the posing aspect. So I got a quick crash course because everyone told me you need to start posing now, especially if you're not familiar with the movement. So you look graceful and
you can
smooth.
tell when someone just started like practicing posing or didn't practice, you know?
Yeah, so like, I was like, oh, should I have to hold this for like, it's almost like you're flexing for like 10, 20 minutes straight.
But then you gotta make it look effortless too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no shaking. Yeah, with a smile, no shaking. Yeah.
So those two I think are gonna be the hardest things that that I have to watch out for. And then I was posing so hard that the next day I was actually sore. But I actually liked it because I think I've been powerlifting for so long, everything is movement based. Like when I'm squatting, I'm not thinking about my hamstring, quads, and glutes. But because I flexed and like, I'm like, oh, these are the poses. So when I was doing like a back exercise, I was like,
feel it.
I know what I'm supposed to train.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like the muscles, which is like a really cool kind of perspective shift.
Yeah.
So that like, it kind of like gives my training a little bit more intention. All right, guys, like I said, we're gonna document the whole series of us getting posing, food, meal preps, all kinds of tips. Me and JP will be together a lot. And at the end, we're gonna show his show, show my show. So follow along, get the program now. Go to barbellbrigade.com right now. The Stuffed Muffins program is available, and the first 100 people who buy it get a free Stud Muffins t-shirt. So see you guys.